Jefferson County Court of Law number 2 is back in session with our Raymond docket. First case is cause number 332118. Case is style of State of Texas versus Lanisha Danae Matoir. Ms. Matoir, would you please come forward? Stand on the X. Ms. Matoir, is your full name Lanisha Danae Matoir? Ms. Matoir, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Matoir, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, Ms. Matoir, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Matoir? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Ms. Matoir, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendant Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir, I just signed it.
Yes. Now, is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
And are these your initials on the line stating that you have hired an attorney whose name is Wright Kimler?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may stand back on the X. Now, Ms. Matoir, before you signed and initialed everything on these documents, did you read the document?
Yes, sir.
And is everything on this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Mhm.
Okay, Ms. Matoir, the court coordinator is going to reset your case. Once your case is reset, you'll be free to go. You have a blessed day. Please stand on the 4X. Our case is being reset. I mean, you said you hired Wright Kimler, right? Wright Kimler is going to contact this court with a letter of representation. Probably need to stay in contact with your attorney. Okay.
You just come back, you won't have to come back and do that right.
Is that Scholastic Boyd? Please come forward. Your full name is Scholastic Remenia Boyd?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Boyd, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Boyd, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Boyd, you may put your hand down. How you doing, Ms. Boyd?
I'm fine.
That's good. And Ms. Boyd, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Ms. Boyd, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating you want to apply for court-appointed counsel?
Yes, sir.
And I also have a document here that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Boyd, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
On page 2 of this same document, Ms. Boyd, is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. Boyd, before you signed and initialed all of these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
And did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, now, Ms. Boyd, I read your answers in these documents. Based on your answers in the affidavit of indigence, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Don Boudreaux. Mr. Boudreaux is going to be given information on how to contact you, and you will also be given information on how to contact him. Our court reporter is going to reset your case to give you an opportunity to contact Mr. Boudreaux. You're going to stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator, Once your case is reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir. You too.
Okay. Kayla Isaac. Ms. Isaac, your full name is Michaela Oshana Joseph Isaac.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Isaac, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Isaac, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, do you swear and affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may put your hand down. Ms. Isaac, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Ms. Isaac, I have two documents before me. First document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Are these your initials on the line that states you want to apply for court-appointed counsel?
Yes, sir.
And I also have a document that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document? On page 2 of the same document, Mr. Isaac, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defender Signature. Is that your signature? Now, Ms. Isaac, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Isaac, I've read your answers in the affidavit of indigence based on your answers. You meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Tom Burbank. Attorney Burbank will be given information on how to contact you. You will be given information on how to contact him. Ms. Isaac, our court coordinator is going to reset your case after she gives you that information. You'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Just please have a seat in that middle chair right there. Danny Chavis Ariola. This is cause number 332-660. Mr. Ariola, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Ariola, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ariola, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Ariola? You doing good? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Ariola, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Mr. Ariola, do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Are these your initials on the line stating that you would like to apply for court-appointed counsel? And I have another document here that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, that's right.
Do you recognize this document?
Oh, yes, sir.
On page 2 of the same document, there's a signature above the line that's titled Defender Signature. Is that your signature? Now, Mr. Ariola, before you signed and initialed all of these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did you read the document? Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Ariola, I read your answers on the affidavits of indigence based on your answers. You meet the eligibility requirements of the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. The attorney that will be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Bruce Cobb. Attorney Cobb is going to be given information on how to contact you. You'll be given information on how to contact him. Mr. Ariola, you're gonna have a seat in that middle chair, and our court coordinator will call you up to the window. And once she calls you up to the window and give you the information, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Albert Burnson, cause number 332-776. His full name is Albert William Burnson,
Yes, sir. Junior.
Jr. Okay, how you doing, Mr. Burnson?
Doing good, sir.
That's good, Mr. Burnson. Would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Burnson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Burnson, you may put your hand down. Mr. Burnson, I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
Also, I have a document that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Mr. Burnson, do you recognize this document?
Yes, Your Honor.
And on page 2 of this same document, Mr. Burnson, there's a signature above the line that is titled Defendant Signature. Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Burnson, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents?
Yes, sir. I did.
And did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Burnson, I've read your responses based on your answers. You meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that would be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Giles Cole. Attorney Cole will be given information on how to contact you. You also will be given information on how to contact him. And once you're given that information from our court coordinator, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
The forms are not being included all of them.
Okay. Just, Mr. Burnson, no, have a seat over here on the end. You got this stuff. Okay, next we have Ricardo Raja. Mr. Baraja, is your full name Ricardo David Baraja Seha? Mr. Baraja Seha, would you please raise your right hand? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You may put your hand down. How you doing, Mr. Baraja Seha? I'm doing fine, thanks for asking. Mr. Baraja Seha, I have before me a document that that you filled out. What we're gonna do pursuant to Article 1.24, Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, court is going to close this case to the public in that it may require the viewing or the hearing of some non-public information. And that's pursuant to Article 1.24 Texas Code of Criminal Procedure. Also, that states that all proceedings and trials shall be public. However, pursuant to State of Texas versus Lilly versus State 365 Southwest 3rd 321, the right to public trial is not absolute, and it may be outweighed by other competing interests, such as whether or not a person gets a fair trial, security, or the disclosure of non-public information. And based on the fact that there'll be non-public information that will be disclosed, the court finds that the closure is no broader than necessary to protect the interests of the defendant, and that non-public information will be disclosed. Also, the court finds that there's an overriding interest that is likely to be prejudiced to the defendant by the disclosure of that non-public information, and that the trial have considered reasonable alternatives to disclosure, and the findings are adequate to close this hearing. So at this time, this hearing is going to be closed to the public.